Welcome back to Civilian Rifleman. Today I'll be walking you through how to conduct your own micro-level simulated wargame. In order to play, ideally, you'll need 4 players at a minimum, but can play with upwards of 20 other people. Ultimately, this is designed to be fun, while also giving you an opportunity to simulate an actual wargame of your community. You can technically play this on your own, but it's not as thorough as it could be. I'll have recommendations as we go along, and I'll provide you a summary of how to conduct your own wargame. In the description of this video and the pinned comment as well is the link to the Word doc and PDF for this simulated wargame. I'll actually go through and play this on my own sometimes, as it's a good way to get a better understanding of your local terrain, resources, allies, and a lot more. So to start, I'd recommend printing off a map of your AO from caltopo.com. You can print a great map of your area on a regular piece of paper and then just play along from there. Using the link in the description, I'd also recommend printing off the Neighborhood Resilience Wargame rulebook. So we are going to wargame your street. You will have everything you need to sit down with a few neighbors, family, and friends and simulate the first 12 days after every supply truck in America stops. This is a simulation, and it's the same methodology that the Pentagon, RAND, and the Marine Corps use to prepare for great power war struggles. But it's shrunk down for your cul-de-sac. I'll also mention that if you would prefer, you can set up your own conflict ideas and extend this simulation to be more than 12 days. You can do 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever sounds fun. Every great power conflict in history started with the same blind spot. The established power never believed the rising threat would actually cut the logistics lifeline. America's lifeline is 18-wheelers. One cyber attack, one blockade, one solar flare, and 330 million people discover they have 9 meals between themselves and chaos. The average suburb has 3 days of food in the pantries, 1 tank of gas per car, and no backup power plan. That is not preparation, it is a trap. Your neighborhood is now the dominant power, and chaos is rising. The only question is whether you run the simulation now on your terms, or live it later on someone else's. So now on to the simulation. The scenario is simple and terrifyingly probable. Let's review our trigger events first. A nationwide cyber attack has shut down all refineries. Simultaneous West Coast port strikes have shut down ports, and a coordinated hack on the SWIFT payment system has rendered all credit cards and ATMs useless. The result of this scenario? There's no fuel, there's no food, and there's no FEMA for a minimum of 10 days. You should also consider flashpoints inside your perimeter when you're setting up a wargame. Is there a single road that every grocery truck uses? Maybe there's a single neighborhood transformer that's powering 120 homes. Or maybe the quiet house on the corner that no one realizes has 40,000 rounds and a grudge. An example of some things that you might discover playing this wargame is your cul-de-sac might have 19 days worth of food for 33 people. Or your Austin high-rise with 42 apartments may have no backup power plan. And maybe there's only one bridge leading in and out of your town that could be dropped with 1 stick of dynamite and a bad attitude. For 2 centuries, the continental US has been a sanctuary, and that will end the moment the trucks stop. Your new threats are not battalions, but they're blackouts, boil water notices, and the guy 3 doors down who wants what you have. Now for this wargame, there are 4 teams. You have a blue team who represents a household or households, a red team who represents chaos by drawing event cards, a green team that represents the outside world, like FEMA, refugees, or looters, and a white team who represents control. They're the ones enforcing rules and adjudicating decisions. So as an example, the red team may draw cards from the kit. Day 0, for example, is the day when every gas station within 10 miles runs dry. Day 2 could be the regional grid going down indefinitely, meaning refrigerated medications now only have 48 hours. A lot of these events are not hypotheticals either. The Department of Homeland Security's own Level 3 wargame in 2023 reached the same conclusion that many of you will. Once commercial logistics collapse, local mutual aid networks decides who survives. Not FEMA, not the National Guard, stuck on the interstate. Your living room just became the most important command center in your zip code. So to play, you'll take the map that you printed off of the CalTopo website. You have 4 teams and 4 turns. Red team draws 2 to 3 chaos cards per turn. Blue team, representing the households, get 5 minutes each of silent planning and sticky note orders only for the things that they would like to do in response to the events from red team. White team is the people who can remain calm and make decisions on what unfolds in 10 seconds. So what works, what partially works, what fails, and what backfires. So as an example, as events start to unfold, you might see that by turn 3, the quiet nurse in the group is now trading antibiotics for 20 gallons of water. And by turn 4, the block has signed a mutual aid charter. I've actually gone through and played this type of scenario with friends and family, and almost every time I've finished playing, someone said something along the lines of, "We thought we were fine until we played." I've also had people I've played with go out and buy generators the next day after we finished, or they've gone out the next spring season and started a garden. As I said, the kit is free. Pizza to invite your friends or neighbors over is $20, and the alternative is watching your neighbors on the evening news fighting over the last case of water while you realize you could have fixed this last Saturday. If you end up downloading and playing the game, tag me on X. Let me know how it went. I hope this video was fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.